Is this one of the most disrespectful moves in competition we've ever seen? Yes, he did. In a local Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu competition, one man picked up and powerbombed his foe. Many will remember Quentin Rampage Jackson powerbombing Ricardo Arona, knocking him out in the process in 2004 at Pride Fighting Championships.
I had to end that fight. That guy, if he would have kicked me one more time, I couldn't pretend like I wasn't in pain.
The fact that you pulled off a powerbomb in Pride is pretty much unbelievable.
In an interview with CVV Clips, Rampage went over the powerbomb.
Were you trying to powerbomb him?
Yeah, I was trying to put him through. I knew. And guess what? This is how stupid it is. All he had to do was let go of my head.
Seriously,
that's all he had to do. Like people saying, like, "Oh, just wrap the arm around the leg." You ain't even all you got to do is let go.
It looked dangerous. Like some people have been knocked out from moves like that.
Yeah. When he got knocked out, it was so hard that it knocked him out instantly, and his head came back and got me in the eye.
Sports Science, prior to being on ESPN, was on Fox Sports Net, and they did this with Rampage.
So Rampage, we want to look at your power slam.
We've actually censored the head, because that's really what I'm interested in. So when you pick him up and slam him to the mat, you want to watch his head rotate backwards, and we can determine potential for skull fractures and brain injuries.
The dummy experienced approximately 400 Gs on impact. By far, the highest numbers our crash test dummy recorded in the Sports Science Lab. And more than enough to end any fight with a single blow.
The better question is, was it legal? Per Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu World, they ask, can you slam in BJJ? The answer, the slam is rare, but when it does occur, it earns an instant disqualification. However, there are loopholes, just like with everything else, which makes learning the slam in BJJ an even more important task. Even if you're the most well-intentioned person ever and would never consider even slightly slamming someone on the ground, you might just end up slipping or making a mistake from a position that results in a slam. Even more importantly, people might not be as well-intentioned as you, not holding back on doing barely legal moves that have slam components in them. The illegal version of a slam, according to the IBJJF rulebook, which is pretty much the gold standard, a slam is any motion where you pick someone up, whether it is from the guard or during a takedown, and suspend them in midair for a short while before sending them down to the ground. Picking up an opponent who has you in a triangle is probably the most obvious example of an illegal slam that will get you immediately disqualified. Another example is back control, where jumping violently backward is also considered a slam. As per the IBJJF, the height does not matter, as you might be DQ'd even for lifting someone a couple of inches off the ground, pausing, and then sending them crashing down. However, others are also legal versions of the slam that can still end up being dangerous and painful for the recipient. One legal way is to gently place an opponent to the ground. This would not constitute a slam in BJJ, even if you first raise them several feet off the ground. That, though, is the safe version. Given that slams are not strictly defined, there are takedowns that mimic slams but are legal simply because they're done in continuous motion. One such example would be a power double, where you lift the opponent on top of your shoulders and spin them before crushing them to the ground while you're running forward.